Welcome into this week's mirror message. If you're new to the channel, I'm Patty. I'm an intuitive, a psychic healer, and a reader, and I'm here to read you a message for your twin flame journey in separation or challenge. I am a twin flame myself, so I'm very familiar with the journey, and it's a big part of my mission work to be here, to be helping other twin flames along in their journeys. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. I didn't channel ahead of time. I wasn't called to it. Sometimes I channel a lot before, and sometimes I just jump right into it. Today it felt like a jump right into it thing. Make sure you're following your internal guidance for any message you take in from a collective reading. You want to make sure that that you're really only taking into yourself and keeping messages that fit your story. This is a collective reading for a lot of people. So I believe that if you've clicked on this reading out of the thousands available on YouTube, there's something for you here. However, use your discernment, please, always. It's so important. Four of Wands. I wasn't actually ready to pull yet, but that one flew out. Four of Wands is often a twin flame card. It's the two flames on one side, two flames on the other side. And this Four of Wands has a reverse Knight of Cups feeling to it. So I know that sounds kind of weird, but we've got the woman writing and the man coming up to her, and often in the Knight of Cups, it's the opposite. So it's like a tables have turned kind of feeling to it for me on this card in the twin flame journey, within the twin flame journey. I feel like for some twin flames out there, whoever this is resonating for, it's like the runner-chaser dynamic is flipping a bit. But the way that it's almost like they're having a conversation. So I don't feel like if it was the divine feminine that was the chaser, which is, in general how it works in the twin flame journey, regardless of gender. I feel like the divine masculine is doing the chasing now, or actually, I don't even like the word chase. It's doing the pursuing, but I do feel like the feminine is having the conversation. I don't see her running. That horse isn't running. It is poised to move, though. This forekney is bent here a little bit. Do they call them knees on horses? I'm sure that they do. I don't know horses very well. I don't know what else they would call them. Anyway, there is this feeling of I could move on, but I'm willing to talk. And so that's the kind of feeling I'm getting from this card right now. So we'll see what comes out. I want to actually get some... I didn't do this ahead either. Man, I just jumped right into the reading today, which is unusual. And, maybe there's something to that, with the divine masculine, not so concerned with huge amounts of preparation, but just kind of jumping in now. Let's see if I can get this lit. It's catching very nicely, and that's a good sign too. This Palo Santo I have here is very burnt, and the more burnt it is, the harder it is to catch sometimes. When it's fresh, it catches right away. But this one is glowing up very nicely. Okay. Lots of smoke, which is good. Free-flowing energy. Palo Santo is nice because it really mellows the energy of the space as well. And so this feeling of, I could have chosen the sage here, but there's this feeling of needing to mellow things out between the two. Like, let's talk peacefully. You know what? Let's talk as friends. Let's talk as people that care about each other and not about people on opposing sides, which I think is the key to any really good relationship. The love and the passion are important, but the friendship is the baseline. And you should, whatever the conversation is, you should be able to relax into it and have it with each other and you know, and honestly communicate and honestly listen to understand and not just to respond. And when you can both do that, you can really get a lot communicated, and a lot of understanding can happen, and then real life can happen, you know. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting ahead here. Spirits, angels, guides, ancestors, protectors, thank you for being with me here today and always. Help me be a clear and accurate channel for watchers of this video. Let all messages that come out be for the highest good of all parties involved. Grounding. Protecting. Archangel Michael, surround me with your protection as I surround myself with a bubble of white light protection. Okay, here we are. So if you're not familiar with it, the mirror message is kind of the he said, she said spread between divine masculine, divine feminine. We look at masculine side first, head space, heart space, and what's going on in the 3D world. And we look at feminine in exactly the same way after that. So the first card I'll pull here will be for the divine masculine's head space. I'll start with the Crystal Visions Tarot, and then I'm going to clarify with the Light Seers Tarot. I wanted really beautiful decks today. And I love, these are two of the decks that I think are most aesthetically pleasing. So Four of Cups here. For Divine Masculine's headspace, but look at how the other card came to rest on my hand like that. It just came to rest there. That's the Four of Pentacles. So we got 4 on a 4. Okay. Divine Masculine's heart space. I like this deck because the meanings to me are very different than the traditional deck because of the way they're depicted. Not all of them, but some of them. And this Four of Cups is definitely a different meaning for me. So if you know tarot, don't make assumptions yet, because the way I'll read it is probably not the way you're expecting. Ace of Pentacles in the heart space. And I'll show you, I'll pull up the image and I'll show you why I feel that way. That's why decks are so important to me. Imagery is such a huge part of tarot for me. And I don't have to have the different imagery to read. I could read with a Rider-Waite if I wanted to, but I love reading this way. I'm an artist. You know, that's what I went to school for. It's what I do for a living. And so the artwork calls to my soul in the way that it might not to someone else. 8 of Swords. I know a lot of other people out there feel the same way, though. 8 of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles. What's going on in Divine Masculine's 3D world? What's going on in Divine Masculine's 3D world? I think I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit so you can have a better view of those cards. I wonder if I can. Let's see. I'm trying to work with the view to get it the best that I can so you can see the cards, but there's a little glare. Maybe if I adjust my lighting over here, just using natural light, we just pull a little bit of it away with the blinds there. You can see better. Yeah, a little bit. Okay. What's going on in Divine Masculine's 3D world? King of Cups. What's going on in Divine Feminine's headspace? The Hanged Man. Going on in Divine Feminine's heart space? 2 of Wands, Queen of Swords, and Divine Feminine's 3D world. Divine Feminine's 3D world. Page of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. Oh, there's another one. Page of Wands. I think I could push those up any further. Let's see. A little bit. I'm going to have to move happiness there and my penguin. Okay. Sorry, I hadn't expected to adjust the camera angle, and that totally changes how you can see the cards. So It's all a work in progress. This top-down view that I'm doing now, I really am liking it. I know I keep changing it. But I'm really liking seeing the cards better. Okay, nice. Bottom of the deck energy for the first deck is always Divine Masculine's overall energy in this reading, and it's the Fool. All right, and then I'm going to grab the Light Seers Tarot. Is it all upright? It is. Okay. Clarify Divine Masculine's headspace, please, with this Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles combination. Clarify Divine Masculine's headspace, please. Six of Cups. Clarify Divine Masculine's heart space, please, with the Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. We've got the Devil here. Is that the only one? Yeah. Interesting, the Devil with the Eight of Swords there. Okay, but it's clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, so we'll look at that. Never take a card at face value unless you look at the cards around it, genuinely, in tarot. King of Cups, clarify what's going on in Divine Masculine's reality right now in the 3D. What's going on in Divine Masculine's reality. Ace of Pentacles again. So we got it twice here. That's why I like using more than one deck, too. If I use more than one deck, I'd never get these interesting clarifications. One more for Divine Masculine's reality, 3D. If you guys are newer to the Twin Flame journey or to tarot or to things esoteric, the 3D is our hard reality that we're in right now, and the 5D is kind of the ethers. It's like our higher selves, where our higher selves are residing. So it's the plane we can't see with our eyeballs. I know most of you know that, but someone doesn't, and it's good to know. Okay, oh, that's getting to be a lot of cards, but we're going to take them. So we've got the Emperor. I'm going to stack them a little bit for now, and we'll pull them out when we read this column. I've got the Ace of Wands, and I've got the Two of Swords. Okay. Divine Feminine's headspace, clarify this Hanged Man. Please, Spirit, clarify this Hanged Man. Five of Cups. What goes with the Five of Cups here? Clarifying the Hanged Man, please. Is there another card that will help? Divine Feminine's headspace. Page of Wands in reverse. And clarify Divine Feminine's heart space. This Two of Wands here. Already clarified by the Queen of Swords. Of Swords. Got all of the suits represented here between the two. I'm going to take the top one, the Four of Wands. Okay, bottom of the deck energy for Divine Feminine is the Five of Swords. Overall energy. All right. Let me set this in a bit. Overall energy for the Divine Masculine is the Fool, and this is a really beautiful Fool card. The Fool is a feminine energy actually surrounded by butterflies, and so I feel like Divine Masculine is getting very in touch with that feminine side and balancing out their masculine and feminine energies, which we all need to do to be at our highest level, right? That's what we need to do to ascend and to raise our vibration. We need to be in balance within self. And so I see Divine Masculine being highly in balance within self, and all these butterflies are all these different ways that the Divine Masculine has been transforming or has transformed. And those transformations are preparing Divine Masculine for starting a new chapter in life. You know, the Fool is the very first card in the tarot, It's the character that starts out in the tarot, starts the journey of tarot, and then the world is the end. So I feel like Divine Masculine has finished up some cycles in life and is ready for a new cycle in life. Okay? Three of Cups is under that. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Wands reversed. So there's this feeling, it's a celebratory energy, wanting to collaborate, wanting to have close friendship, close connections. I feel like the Divine Masculine maybe, with the Seven of Wands in reverse here, may have been pushing people away. Friends, family, Divine Feminine. But there's this feeling of no longer wanting to do that. I don't get third party with this. I get this feeling of wanting close. Look at how close those three people are sitting. And they've each got their cup in their hand and they're sharing their cups. There's this feeling of Divine Masculine wanting to share love again. I'm wanting to be close to loved ones again. And I'm not just getting Divine Feminine. There's three people in this card. And so I'm getting that, like, friends and family that have gone by the wayside. It's like, I don't want to be defensive again against the people that I love anymore. I want to be sharing, my love the way it's intended to be shared. And then with the Seven of Pentacles here, that's having the patience to bring these things back about in the Divine Masculine's life. Look at this person kind of at repose on the tree and the pentacles kind of all around. It's like, I'm willing to take the time to build my relationship again so this happens. And I do believe this is with friends, family, and the Divine Feminine. Okay, so this is a whole life transformation. Look at all the butterflies in this card. Those are all the ways in this Divine Masculine is transforming. And so I feel like all of these different facets of life, one of those butterflies is friendships. One of those butterflies is Divine Feminine. One is mom and dad, or, grandma and grandpa, or whoever raised you. You know, your close people that you have grown up with. It could be... I'm hearing unburning bridges. I'm hearing building bridges that have been burnt. How many butterflies are there? Hold on. Wait. I have this theory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 butterflies. 12 steps. 12 steps. Okay, for someone out there, the Divine Masculine is in a 12-step program. Like NA or AA, something like that. Could be like Sex Addicts Anonymous or Addicts Anonymous or something. Gambling Anonymous, or I don't know like the proper terms for any of those things. I'm sorry. But for someone, there is a Divine Masculine doing the 12 steps of recovery from some kind of an addiction. And it's transforming their life. It's transforming their relationships. It's making them feel like they don't have to keep people out anymore to keep people from knowing their addiction. It takes patience, this process. But I feel like it's being done properly. So I don't feel like everybody that will watch this reading that will be true for, but I just want to point it out for whoever it is. Great job. That's something to really be commended. Okay. I'm proud of whoever that is. That's, it's getting over an addiction, no matter what it is not easy. Some people never do. So if you see someone taking steps and trying, support them. Support them whatever way you can. All right, let's read what we have over on Divine Masculine side, and then we'll flip over to Divine Feminine side. So Divine Masculine's headspace, 4 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. Normally, if you saw that combination, you would think sad, right? Not seeing it, not seeing your blessings, sad. And then the 6 of Cups here clarifying. So like the traditional tarot, if this was Rider Waite and you were only going by the images and not going by intuition, you might think, oh, this person is very sad over their twin flame and they're being stubborn and they're holding back. Not with these cards. So I want to point out this Four of Cups, which is the lead card for the headspace. This Four of Cups is almost like an after tarot card to me. So in the after tarot, it's like the very next scene after the traditional scene in the tarot. But I want you to look at this. The cups here are lotus flowers. And all four cups are being looked at. And they're floating. And they're beautiful. There are 3 empty cups behind that this person is not paying attention to. So there's a person here that had been focused on probably a third-party situation or a situation that kept them away from their twin flame, whether that's a romantic situation or something else. But now this person has come out of that energy and they're really looking at this beautiful big cup that is available to them and all the other cups. And this really feels like the butterflies in the other card. This feels like this person is transforming and they're seeing the beautiful blessings available to them now. They're not focusing on what has gone past. They're really focusing on the future and what's beautiful in the future. It's a peaceful feeling. Lotuses are about peaceful energy to me. So this person is coming to peace and understanding their opportunities in love, which is really beautiful for a Four of Cups card. And then the Four of Pentacles card, look at this one. This is also pretty different in the way that it's shown. Now this person is clinging on, which is pretty traditional, and the pentacles are underneath. So I do get that this person in their headspace, they are trying to hold on to their money. Okay, so I feel like this person may have had some pretty big financial losses. But I also feel like with them holding on to the tree, it's not just the pentacles they're holding on to. They're actually, the pentacles are on the tree, but they're holding on to the tree. And the tree is about foundation, and it's about family. It's about personal growth. And so this person is clinging on to, I want to keep my family. I want to keep my home. I want to keep the things, whoever I regard as family, and again, that can be family, friends, divine feminine, it could be anybody that they consider family. There's this feeling in the headspace like I am trying to hold on as tight as I can to what I love, to what feels foundational to me. All the extraneous stuff doesn't have a lot of value anymore, and there's these crystals growing out of the base of the tree here. And there's almost like a little altar in the tree here. And this person is a tree nymph. It's like, this. I know where I belong now. I know where I come from, and I know who I am and who my people are. And I'm hanging on to that now. I'm not letting that go anymore. It's a nice energy. You know, Four of Pentacles isn't always a nice energy, but it is here. And then the Six of Cups is my Twin Flames card. So make sure and, you know, include our twin flame in both of these things, in that seeing the possibilities in love and holding on to what's foundational to me, because my twin flame is foundational to me. This particular card in the Light Seers Tarot, it's so funny because right before the reading, I had pulled out this deck. And I made sure it was all face up, and I had it all ready to go, and I had it sitting here, and I was about to turn on the camera, and I was like, no, it's not this deck. I have to get a different deck. And I looked over, and Light Seers just popped out at me, and what I've got, like 50 some odd decks, maybe closer to 60. So I've got a lot of choices, right? And this is, I feel like, why we have this deck, because this particular card it's only depicted this way in this deck. And the Six of Cups, there's a baby, right? A toddler and a puppy. Golden retrievers are personal to me, and a pair of golden retrievers is extremely personal to me. That it represents a life that I want, that I've always wanted. And so I am a dog person anyway, but in this card, we have this toddler here. It's a little boy, a masculine energy, right? Let's not just use gender, but masculine person with a puppy. And so puppies to me in tarot represent immature loyalty, because grown dogs are loyalty to me. Dogs are the most loyal creatures on the planet as far as I'm concerned. And so when you have a puppy, it's loyalty that hasn't grown up yet. Its potential is there. And, you know, when you have a child hasn't grown into themselves yet. And so to me, this is divine masculine before transformation, with, you know, loyalty that's not grown up yet, but the potential is there. It's not that this is a bad person. A puppy isn't a bad thing, right? It's just, it's not there. When the dog's asleep in the picture, I tend to think sleeping loyalty, like you had it and then you decided to, you know, let it rest for a while or something. But when it's a puppy, it's just, it's in development. And a child is also in development. And then you have this little progression of cups. So steps that you're taking along the way. And then you have this beautiful mature man with this beautiful mature dog and this beautiful friendship and bond that's grown with these two. So you have a divine masculine here who is incredibly loyal and incredibly mature. And in a twin flame relationship, because this is my twin flame card, it's like, this is the twin flame journey. This is the journey that we've been on. And this is not necessarily only in this lifetime. This could be lifetime after lifetime. These steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could have 6 cups. We could have 6 lifetimes here that we've been trying to achieve this. And Divine Feminine has her own journey that she's on and her own things that she's developing too. But this one has been a challenge for this Divine Masculine. And I feel like having this card clarifying this 4 of Cups makes me feel like this Divine Masculine is seeing the possibilities in love because he's matured so much. Because he's feeling that beautiful, deep loyalty to the Divine Feminine. I feel like he's holding on to her in the 3D right now with all of his might. He knows she's his home and foundation. I'm seeing, you remember the thing, oh my gosh, when you put your hands together, when I was a kid, you put your hands together and you did something like, here's the church, here's the steeple, open the door, and here's all the people. Okay, I can't believe I just did that on camera. Anyway, who did that? I think my grandparents did that. But I might have been my mom. It doesn't matter. But there's this idea of like fingering together. You know how things like if you know carpentry, there's tongue and groove carpentry where you have one piece that's cut out one way and one piece that's cut out the other way, and they perfectly kind of match in, and there's a series of them. That's like the Divine Masculine's life. He's seeing that his family and his friends and his job and his life can all beautifully coexist with the Divine Feminine's family and friends and job and life. They don't have to be separate. They can, they can mesh this way. And there's this feeling of seeing that. And now that I see it, now that I've matured and I've come to understand it, I'm holding on to it for dear life here. What's going on in the heart space for Divine Masculine? Ace of Pentacles. And it's interesting that we have these because this 4 of Pentacles is the tree, okay? There's Divine Masculine's tree. The Ace of Pentacles is Divine Masculine's tree and Divine Feminine's tree, right? Their foundations coming together to build something new and beautiful and stable and solid. It's almost like this card belongs here right in the middle because the trees are coming together, right? So there is this in the heart space desire to blend lives, to make something stable and beautiful and magical. Pentacles are magical. They're not just stability. They're not just money. They're magical abundance. Just for anyone that doesn't understand it too, if you look at a pentagram and you think it's something evil, Let me explain that really fast, because there's someone out there, I feel like, that's going, oh man, that's a sign of evil. And it's not. A pentagram, each of the points, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And these points represent earth, air, fire, water. So the 4 elements that we live with, and spirit, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, you put that right at the top. And so a pentagram is not an evil thing. It's actually a naturalist perspective of the universe and what we consider to be important, right? And spirit, God, universe is right at the top of that. So don't listen to the jargon that tells you otherwise. You know, some people use it in a way that makes it look dark, but the foundation of it is not dark in any way whatsoever. So, you know, just like with anything else, it's all about your intent. And with someone like me, where white light and white magic is the, you know, kind of the word of the day, every day, it's about something beautiful. And it's about respecting spirit, God, universe. Okay, put any name you want on it. It's our higher power. And it's something good. You know, like, the easiest way to break it down for people, I know this is a funny thing to do in the middle of the reading, but the easiest way I break it down for people is, if you've seen The Wizard of Oz, there's the Wicked Witch of the East and there's the Wicked Witch of the West. And there's Glinda, right? I'm Glinda. You know, we're not all wicked. It's intent. Some of us are really good, and we're out for good, and we're here for good. And, you know, magic doesn't have to be some big, ominous, terrible thing. There's magic in all of us. There's magic in every plant that grows from the ground and every person that's born. There's magic in every object. You know, this card has magic in it because it's held together. The atoms of this card are held together by something mysterious. And that mysterious thing is the universe. It's the energy that we're all made of. We all come from. We all go back to. It's God. It's spirit. It's universe. Whatever word you use, it doesn't change what it is. A rose by any other name, right? It's still a rose. Okay. Let's keep looking here. So we've got in Divine Masculine's heart space this desire to blend lives with the Divine Feminine. And in a really beautiful, meaningful way that's going to be lifelong and beyond. This is, I want to carry forward in our next life, and our next life, and our next life, our union. And it's really beautiful that they've come to this place where this can happen, because I feel like it's been lifetimes coming. Sometimes you just got to learn a lot of lessons before you can get to it. You know, there's a lot for our souls to expand to. And that's not a bad thing. The journey is beautiful, right? Every time you learn something new and get something else down, it's beautiful. You don't let the things you didn't accomplish overshadow the beautiful things you did accomplish. You just don't do that. That would be silly. Clarifying here by the 8 of Swords and the Devil. So let's look at that. Ace of Pentacles in the heart space. But there's a feeling of stuckness, okay? There's this feeling of... I can't get to this yet. I want to show you this 8 of Swords up a little closer, though. So in this particular 8 of Swords, we have the traditional person wrapped up and blindfolded, surrounded by the swords. But look at these. Look at the crows. So crows are mental clarity in tarot for me, and they're always a good messenger, a good sign. It's a getting a piece of information. And so often in tarot, like in the Light Seers deck, when you see a sword, it just is a bird, right? Like, look at the two. We'll get back to this 2 of Swords, but look at this card in Light Seers. It just is a bird. There's no actual sword there. And so almost always in a deck, the swords are going to be represented as a crow, or a sword. Now, when it's represented as a crow and there's no sword present, it could be an either or for me. It could be like either that's stuck in your head or that's new information. It's usually new information coming. But here we have both, which tells me that this person has been stuck in a place, like this person overthinks, right? They get in their head and they have a hard time seeing their way out of a hole in their mind. Okay, this person gets like falls down a rabbit hole in their mind and they have a hard time getting out. But what I see here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 crows. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's 8. I just want to make sure. 8 crows, 1 for every sword, unraveling the binds, right? Unraveling the things. This person is getting clear. Where this person had been stuck in their head and confused, this person is getting new information coming in. And I think for some of you, for whoever is coming out of an addiction, if it's a substance addiction, getting clear of the substance is bringing clarity that's pulling away these mental chains, kind of. And so this is a really positive 8 of Swords here. This isn't your typical 8 of Swords. This is, I've been stuck, but it's coming undone. It's not undone yet. Not all the way undone yet, but it's coming undone. It's unraveling, right? Which is in a good way. And then the Devil down here, which again, if someone is having an addiction, you know, that's been affecting this. And this person is having to fight, because look at what a tempting devil that is. Oh my God, that is like the most tempting devil ever, right? Very tempting. So this person is tempted and they have felt like a puppet on a string to whatever this toxicity in their life has been, this addiction. And the addiction doesn't have to be a substance. It could be another person. It could be codependency. Often it's codependency. It's not even a substance. But it could be just about anything you can be addicted to. This person is still tempted by the thing, and they have felt very controlled by whatever the toxicity, whatever the addiction is. I see this devil as an addiction. Being that this guy is half naked and hair flung out and very attractive and holding a hand forward, it very well could be sex too. It doesn't have to be substance. So this person could have a sex addiction as well. And sex addiction, just to clarify, that isn't always what people think it is. It's not, I mean, a lot of people hear sex addiction and they think, oh, someone's a nymphomaniac and they're just, you know, they just want instant gratification all the time. Usually sex addiction comes about from someone feeling very empty. And early in life, they somehow get validation through sex. Like someone gives them something positive. They have a positive relationship. And it's often before they're of majority. You know, they're not even adult yet. And they get some kind of positive reinforcement through a sexual relationship of some sort. And they become addicted to having that positive reinforcement. Like, I'm worthy. I'm good enough. I bring you pleasure, so my life has meaning. You know, I'm worth it. And it's a really, really unhealthy, it's a maladaptive coping mechanism. You know, it's a really unhealthy way to go about getting your inner cup filled up. And that hole, the cup doesn't stay filled up right from that. It's such a temporary fix. It's like any other addiction. You get a little bit, you feel good, and then it starts to go away. You don't feel good anymore, so you do it again, you do it again, do it again. That's sex addiction. That's exterior validation through a partner being pleased with you in some way. The same way that a line of cocaine or a drink or 5 or 10 will make you feel better for a little bit temporarily. But the effects of that are terrible. No matter what the addiction is, sex addiction is terrible too, because it sucks the real meaning out of sex for you. And that's really sad, because it's supposed to be something really beautiful and shared and wonderful and positive in your life. It's not supposed to be a hole filler like that. No pun intended. Okay. So let's go ahead on to, I'm going to have some water. I got to control myself. This is not an 18 plus. Okay. So I'm putting that all together, though. The Divine Masculine wants very badly in the heart space this blending of lives. The stuck feeling is starting to go away, but they are still dealing with some kind of addiction or some kind of toxicity that they're working on releasing, that they have felt controlled by, that had kept them from having this new beginning with the Divine Feminine, okay? That's where we're at in the heart space. It's a good, positive movement. It's not all the way there yet, but it's definitely on the way, okay? What's going on in Divine Masculine's 3D world? We got all these cards, so I'm going to just kind of bring them out here a minute. This way, so I can see them all together. King of Cups and the Emperor. Your person is stepping into their power in a major, big, bad way. Your person is a badass. King of Cups and the Emperor with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Right? That's hot energy. Like, I'm attracted to this person. Anyway, I'm not. Okay. I don't know them. But, damn. This is really attractive energy as far as I'm concerned. I'm like, I'm all into that. I don't know. I went and saw Thor last night, and I think I'm having residual things. Anyway, so the Ace of Wands here and the Ace of Pentacles coming up between the Emperor and then the King of Cups is like, I am taking control of my life. I'm taking control of my emotions. I am being strategic in the moves that I'm making. For the first time, maybe in a long time, I feel like I'm making my own goddamn moves. No one is pulling my strings anymore. And yes, with the Ace of Pentacles, these Ace of Pentacles are so similar. Look at this in these two decks. They both are grounded in roots. There's the roots growing from this Ace of Pentacles. There's the roots coming down and the trees forming this Ace of Pentacles. This is like the start of this. If you planted this, maybe you'd get this, is what I'm seeing. So what's in the heart space? This desire in the heart space is actually coming around in the fledgling form in the actual 3D world. Actual 3D world. I'm talking about what you can taste, see, feel, hear, smell. It's tangible. So I feel like your person is really having the passion and desire to plant new roots for themselves, to really have something that they can hold on to, and they're making the moves necessary to do that. Now, I want to point out in this Emperor card, and I've never really noticed it that much above here, but there is this horned creature up here on the wall, but it's the skeleton of the horned creature. So we got the devil over here in the heart space. We've got this toxicity, but here the Emperor has slain the beast and put its skull on the wall, like, I am conquering you. So if your person is dealing with addiction, they are winning in a big way. Your person feels like they've slain the devil, cut off its head, dried it out, and hung it on the wall. And that's really graphic, right? Really graphic. But that's the intensity that I'm seeing in this. Look at how, I always see this as John Legend, don't you? I love John Legend. Anyway, beside the point, maybe your person looks like John Legend. If they do, congratulations. I am feeling very frisky today. Anyway, but your person, I gotta get off that. Your person is very much feeling in control of their life for the first time in maybe a very long time. And the toxicity that is hanging over their head now, they feel like they've beat it. Your person is beating this thing big time. They're killing it. They're slaying it. Okay, I'm going to be done with that, but I'm just letting you know. They're doing good. So the only sticking point here is the Two of Swords, but again, when I pulled this in, I told you that often the crows mean mental clarity. So here, where your person has felt blindfolded and stuck, They're getting some new information that is pulling the blindfolds away. They're pulling those binds away. It's not fully there yet, but I feel like they're in the process of getting super clear in their 3D world as we speak. So there may be some things in their life that they're still like clearing out right now, but I see them doing it. This is a really good Two of Swords card. For a lot of the Two of Swords, you got the two swords crossed in front of the person with the blindfold. And there's different ways to interpret that. You know, some people interpret it as you need to follow your intuition to make the choice instead of choosing what you see in front of you. Or it's not having enough information to actually feel like you can make the choice, like feeling blindfolded, like you can't make the choice. In this card, I actually feel like this person had the swords up, but these crows came along with these pieces of information, and the swords have been dropped. And this blindfold is being pulled away, strand by strand. It's like the blindfold is woven fabric, and look at these little strings. They're pulling at the strings. So like your person has learned something in their 3D world recently, where it was like a thread. It's almost like if someone was hiding something from your person. I'm just going to say that. I'm not getting that intuitively, but say that's what's happened. Maybe I am getting intuitive. I don't know, but say that's what's happened. And your person sees just a peek of a corner of that thing, like someone lets a word slip or something slip, or they see a text or whatever. And instead of ignoring that little sign that they're seeing that there might be a problem, they pull on the thread. And they pull on the thread and they dig into it. I'm seeing that all of these threads, like a bunch of them, your person is like diving into the information instead of ignoring it now. It's like they're figuring out what's been hidden from them. And this Ace of Wands, this is like super in your intuition. This Ace of Wands is always like hugely in your intuition and willing to take action now because you're listening to it. You know, Wands are about action. Ace of Wands is action in a new way, a new direction towards a new thing. But this one, because we got the fire here right on the third eye, this is your third eye is on fire. You're really listening. Also, I want to pay attention to the coloring here because we've got this blue kind of here. And it almost makes me feel like crying, like, I wish I would have listened to it sooner. My intuition wasn't awake and I didn't listen to it and I didn't make the choices sooner. And there's this grief in the 3D world right now your person is having over their intuition being blocked before and not making the choices that they're making now. But your person is strategically working toward this King of Cups energy where they are super in control of their emotions in their life and they're going to express them. You know, with these lotuses here, again, it's coming to peace. It's like, I'm at peace with my emotions. I'm at peace with myself. I'm not denying what I want, what I love anymore. Wow, Divine Masculine. Powerful reading today. I like it. I like it. All right, let's look at Divine Feminine now. Okay, I'm going to put the Emperor at the bottom. I think that's where it was. All right. Divine Feminine, what's happening for you? A very different energy for Divine Feminine. Overall is 5 of Swords. Divine Feminine, what I'm feeling for you is that you are not listening to your intuition. I think that you are paying too much attention to what's happening in the 3D and not enough to what you feel. And I think it's getting you down. I think it's giving you a headache. I just feel like Divine Feminine feeling a bit defeated here because you're not trusting the process. What's under this? The 9 of Wands. Yeah, it feels like you're putting up walls or defenses against the Divine Masculine here because you've been through too much. And you know, this journey is hard. I'm not telling you that it's not hard. But what I am trying to help you with is to understand that if you're starting to feel defeated and if you're starting to listen too much to the 3D world and not pay enough attention to the 5D world, it's going to confuse you. Look at how confused he looks here. And it's going to cause you to put fences up between you and your divine masculine. And this is a very vigilant stand. This is almost like I'm guarding my castle here, and you're not going to get in. So there is this defensive energy for divine feminine and justice here, and that makes sense. Strength. So divine feminines, look, you've been through a lot. This journey is hard. It's hard all around. I do feel like the 5D stuff, not seeing action, not getting communication, not seeing movement in the 5D is having you put your guard up. And it's because you want justice in this situation. Look, you got done dirty, okay? Someone did you dirty. Your divine masculine probably did you dirty, right? They probably did something that really, really hurt you. And it's taken you an incredible amount of strength. Look at how the feminine energy is strength here. I mean, you've become strength. You've become the lion. You were the lamb here, right? You were just the lamb here. And now, divine feminine, you're the lion. You're very strong. And you want justice. And you're keeping up these boundaries. But with the red fence here, right now, I'm not feeling healthy boundary. I'm actually feeling defensiveness. It's really important to put up healthy boundaries and know what you will accept into your life and what you will not. Listen to your red flags. Pull on the threads. However, there's a piece of this journey that it's a key here. And one of the keys here is understanding that you have no control over the divine masculines speed, rate of learning lessons, what they learn, when they learn it, who they learn it with, where they learn it. You don't have any control of that. The divine masculine has to do their own journey. All you have control over is your own, and I think you've mastered a lot of your own, and that's really beautiful. However, when there's inaction for too long in the 5D, it can really screw with us, and make us feel very defensive. The Three of Swords, there has been a lot of pain. There has been a lot of pain, and there's been a lot of silence. This guy I always see as the silent King of Cups. I feel everything, but I'm not talking about it, and it's very painful. And if there has been a third party situation here, which I often feel with this particular card, I mean, you've been through a lot, right? But the Magician here, and you have to trust that the divine masculine will get into their divine energy and will find all the tools they need to manifest this back. And you know what? If you choose not to accept your divine masculine back into your life as a partner, don't. That is a very personal decision. And you know what? A lot of twin flames don't. A lot of twin flames go a different direction in their life. You don't have to. But I'm here to tell you that you can. If you want to. You can. This is all up to you. Regardless of whether you do or you don't, though. It is for your best interest, and it's for your person's best interest to come together, to communicate openly and honestly, and come to peace with each other. For some people, that's going to lead to union and, for some, marriage, higher level commitment, long-term relationship, and that's beautiful, and I'm really happy for whoever that happens for. It's beautiful. For some people, you're going to come to some beautiful agreement together and understanding together, and you'll be friends. You'll be lifelong friends. I know several people that are twin flames that are really close friends with their twin flame, but they're not in a romantic relationship. Some twin flames aren't even romantic relationships anyway. I pretty much read for romantic ones. Some of you will come together and have that conversation and go your separate ways. And you're still always hooked up in the 5D, but you don't have 3D contact, and that's okay too. Whatever you decide to do is awesome, but for your soul's benefit and for your person's soul's benefit, coming to that resolution point is really important. And I hope you do. I hope you do the work to do it. If you don't do the work to do it in this lifetime, it's waiting for you next time. So it's up to you. Some people fold. It's a hard journey, and I don't blame them for just moving on and doing something else. My soul tells me that I need to forge forward no matter what I do. No matter what I do, I'm continuing till the day I die. I'm going to continue on this journey and do the very best that I can to come to a beautiful resolution with my person. It's that important to me, and it's worth it. You know, I have days where I feel like falling down and, you know, giving up and cutting it out. And I have to some extent, you know, done some of that, but I've cut out my waiting energy, and I've cut out the need to control and the need for divine masculine to be on my time schedule and things like that. I haven't cut out my person. I never will. He's my person, right? Can't put it any more plainly than that. But what you do is up to you. This is just good advice for you to forge your path, continue forward, and come to the best resolution you can if you can. Okay, so yeah. All right, let's move on. I'm going to start reading the reading here. There's a lot of information just in the overall energy for Divine Feminine, though. I feel like there are just challenges right now. Okay. 6 of Swords was underneath all of that, so I feel like you are going to get to a much calmer place with it. I don't think you're going to stay in this energy where the 5D is annoying you. But for now, I do see it causing some issues. You know, in the headspace, we got the Hanged Man, which is you trying to get better perspective, and I respect that, and that's a really healthy thing to do. I feel like you have hung yourself. Okay, one of my decks just fell here. Hold on. What fell upright? The clouds and the lady. Okay, hold on. This is the Under the Roses deck, and it just fell off of my card tower. I've got all my cards up here. Anyway, it just fell onto my table during the reading, and so we'll go ahead and pay attention to that. So what fell upright? The clouds and the lady. Yeah, it's the confusion. It's the confusion. It's like this 5 of Swords. It's confusion. The lady here is Divine Feminine, and the clouds is 3D. You know, it's a smoke screen. It's a cover right now. You're not seeing what's happening over here, and it's frustrating. But what is it that we hear about storms? No storm lasts forever. The clouds always dissipate and pass. It's just vapor. I mean, fluffy clouds up in the sky look substantial, but if you've ever been in a plane and you've flown through a cloud bank, it's just little itty bitty droplets of water, and you can't even see them when you're in them. You know, it's not substantive. There's no substance there. It's gonna clear. Divine Feminine, if you're worried that you're gonna be in the dark forever here, you're not. You know, and she's sitting here smelling a rose. She's looking down, and it's a very pensive look here. It's reflective of, you know, it's like she's reflecting on this relationship with the rose, you know, the love. I wasn't really expecting to use this deck. And here's the Gentleman is what I cut to next. You know, Divine Masculine. The Lilies. That's death for me. The lilies are death. You know, lilies are real popular flower for funerals. But death in tarot, death isn't about an ending. Death is about the transformation. And so I feel like with the lady, the clouds, the gentleman, and the lilies, it's like she's not seeing the transformation, and it makes it really tough. And I get that. I say that all the time in readings if you've been around my channel. The Hangman here. Look, here's Divine Feminine really trying to get new perspective, though. I don't think you're trying to stick in that energy, though, because this person has hung themselves up in the tree with this long red cord, and red rope or red string is the red string of fate for me. So that's the tie that binds you to your counterpart. Fate binds you to your counterpart. And here you've hung yourself up in the tree with the cord that binds you to them. I don't think you want to let go of this connection. Even I don't think any of us can truly let go of it. We can move past it and we can do something else with our life. But I don't see this feminine wanting to let go of it. I think she's very enmeshed in this. I mean, she's in it, right? This Divine Feminine is in this. Trying to see past the clouds, trying to get a different perspective. You know, that's another thing about a cloud bank, is that if you get up above the clouds, like if you're in a plane, my dad was worked for the airline, so I grew up flying, so flying analogies are big for me. So if you get in the plane and you start out on a cloudy day and you soar up over the clouds, it's nothing but blue sky as far as you can see, because you're above the cloud bank, and it's not gray anymore as soon as you get above those. And I see Divine Feminine like putting herself in a different position, trying to see from a different perspective, trying to get over the cloud bank. So that's really healthy. You know, the Five of Cups and the Page of Wands in reverse here, I feel like it's been really disappointing, and it's hard to continually pull yourself out of a disappointed energy. But I see that the effort here Divine Feminine is making to try and keep herself out of the disappointed energy. The Page of Wands in reverse here, though, Chariot. Yeah, it's okay. That's what I was thinking. So with the Page of Wands in reverse here, it's hard not to take any action. And she's purposely not taking any action toward the Divine Masculine. It's really, really challenging not to speak up and try and speak up to the Divine Masculine. If you have a way to speak to them, it's very challenging not to speak up. How are you doing? What's going on? You know, confessing how you feel, whatever it is. It's Divine Masculine's turn next to speak. Divine Feminine needs to stay passive. So Page of Wands in reverse is good, because she shouldn't be communicating her passion to the Divine Masculine right now. He needs to go through his stuff before he can deal with it. And he is doing that. But she can't see it. She can't see over the clouds. You know, there is this divine barrier between the two where you can't see what's happening with the Divine Masculine, and it's divine protection. Because honestly, if you saw the monstrous amount of crap that the Divine Masculine has to go through to get this far, it would be mind-numbing. And, you know, for those of you who can see it, like, because all twin flames are different, and not everyone's no contact or little contact. Some people can actually see what their Divine Masculine is going through. And that's a special kind of strength, I'll tell you. I know some people that are in that situation, and that is a special kind of strength, being able to see it and not being able to do anything about it. It's almost like if you can't see it, there is a protection level there, because if you could see it, you would be tearing your hair out not being able to do anything about it. So as much as those clouds are frustrating, they might be protecting you until it's time for them to clear. Okay, so Divine Feminine's heart space. Sorry, this is going to be a long one. Divine Feminine's heart space. Two of Wands. Queen of Swords, which is a beautiful Queen of Swords, by the way. We'll talk about that. And the Four of Wands. So I'm going to... The Two of Wands here, there's this dragon wrapped up around the person with the two wands. And in the heart space, they're feeling the pull of the Divine Masculine not being able to make the choice toward them. And see, the thing is, the divine feminine knows about the toxicity here. Because this dragon is toxicity. This dragon is the big block, the big scary block for the divine masculine. Not for the divine feminine. In divine feminine's heart space, her heart is aching because of the block that's over here. The toxicity that's over here. If this divine masculine thinks that the divine feminine does not know about the toxicity that he's dealing with and the blocks and the challenges he's dealing with, he would be dead wrong. She may not be able to see the details, but she knows about it. She knows about it. It's the elephant in the room between you in the 5D. Seriously, if you're here in the 5D and your masculine's here in the 5D, divine feminine, divine masculine, and there's this big 5D room that you're in, there's this giant elephant between you, and it's the toxicity. Don't think you can hide it from your person. You cannot hide it from your person. They know. They may not know exactly the details of it, but they know it exists, and they know you're dealing with it. Any divine masculines watching this thinks that they're going to hide this from the divine feminine it's impossible. Just like divine feminine couldn't possibly hide her pain from the divine masculine. It's impossible. You can put on the bravest face on the planet, your divine masculine is going to know how you're feeling. You guys are connected in a telepathic way. Even if you can't make out your telepathic communications, like maybe one person can, one person can't, or you haven't figured out how to yet, it exists and you know how the other one feels. Don't try and hide things from your divine counterpart. It's like, it would be trying to hide in a glass room. You just can't do it. And it's pointless. And then it ruins the, trust in the connection too. So the Two of Wands here, there's this ache in the divine feminine's heart about this block and about the divine masculine not being able to make the choice toward her right now. But the Queen of Swords here, I want to show you again. Look at the Queen of Swords. It's so much like the Fool card here. It's a really beautiful Queen of Swords. This is not a cut you off energy, you guys. This is transformative Queen of Swords energy. Look at all those butterflies around her. $22 butterflies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 22 butterflies. 22 is, I don't know what card that is in the tarot. I might have to look it up, but I don't have my numbers memorized. I have a few, but not very many. It's just not my thing. But 22, like seeing repeating numbers like 22, 22, 33, 33, 11, 11, which I see all freaking day, every day. I've been seeing repeating numbers all day, every day for months. And there's not a day that goes by that I don't see 11, 11 on a clock or something. But 2222 and 5555. So 22 is the number of union. They say that the year 2022 that we're in right now is a huge union year. It's a huge shifting year for twin flames. Huge. The Four of Wands here. This divine feminine has transformed. I think she has been in the Queen of Swords energy, like she's ready to cut the divine masculine off. But there's been a transformation in her Queen of Swords energy, and it's a very clear, clear-headed, clear thought energy. Like, I know who I am, I know what I want, I won't accept anything less in the heart space. And so I really feel like this Queen of Swords will cut out anything that doesn't help her positive transformation in her own life and help her union with the divine masculine. I have a real feeling in the heart space that this feminine is just She has her swords up, but it's against anything that's not for her highest good. It's not against the divine masculine. A Four of Wands here, there's this huge desire for union in the heart space. Huge desire for union and celebration, friendship, and just happiness. Dancing, you know? Celebration. What's happening in Divine Feminine's 3D world? Page of Pentacles. Getting very nice, financially stable. I think that for most Divine Feminines that are going to resonate for this, they don't have huge finances. But what they have is stable. They're actually really working on a nice, solid footing for themselves, for their... Sorry, motorcycle. They're working on this nice, solid footing for themselves in their own lives, and they're working on their stability. And it's a really nice energy for Divine Feminine. Six of Swords. I think you're doing everything that you can to get clear on what makes you feel good and happy and brings peace into your life. I think you're letting go of anything that doesn't allow peace in your life here. Your heart space is matching your 3D very, very closely. It's very nice. And the Page of Wands here, which is very interesting because we have the Page of Wands in reverse in the headspace, but we have it upright in the 3D world. Huh. Okay, I have to show you this. So here is that dragon, as I said, that's that block, that toxicity, that big scary thing that Divine Masculine's dealing with. And here's Divine Masculine with the two wands, you know, not able to make the choice because of this block. Here's a Divine Feminine with the Page of Wands, and that toxicity, it's a beast that she's tamed. She's helping. There's something that this Divine Feminine is actively doing to help the Divine Masculine tame the toxicity. There's something that she's done. She might not even know it. But the Divine Feminine, some actions, and it's clarifying the Page of Pentacles. And so there's something about the Divine Feminine becoming so stable and grounded in her emotions, in her 3D life, that's contributing to taming this toxicity and block for the Divine Masculine. She has got this big giant monster wrapped around her, and she's playing a little flute. It's like she's Peter Pan, or not Peter Pan, Peter Piper. No, not him either. Who the... you know who I'm talking about. You know, the guy with the flute and the rats. Whatever. You know, Ireland. I can't think of it right now. What? This is actually pretty funny. Yeah, I'm going to let it go. But she's her music, whatever she's doing, whatever vibe that she's giving off is helping the Divine Masculine tame this toxicity in his own life. They are so connected. They are so connected. This Page of Pentacles energy is helping the Divine Masculine clear what he needs to clear over here, this devil energy. You are so connected. Divine Feminine, you don't even know what you're doing is so effective. It's like the devil over here is the roach, and you've got the can of Raid over here, and spraying it over here is killing it over there, right? If you guys are not from the U.S., Raid is roach killer. It's like insect killer. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of roaches. Okay, I feel like we've got the message. It's very interesting right now. Divine Feminines, keep up getting that new perspective. Keep up looking past that cloud bank and not letting that drag you down. Because I feel like it has a tendency, that inability to see what's happening with Divine Masculine, I think it has a tendency to drag you down. Keep up the good work on trying to continually get the new perspective and pay more attention to trusting the journey and trusting your intuition and not just what you see or actually just don't see in the 5D. And Divine Masculine here, just gorgeous. The energy, really, really slaying it. I'm just really proud of him here. You guys both have a lot to be proud of right now. I just feel like, I feel like you're winning. You're just winning here. It's nice energy. In fact, I'm going to call that you're winning. Slaying the beast. All right, guys, love you, and I will see you next time. Hit like on the video, please, and subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you as part of the family. I'm going to be doing some pick a card, some general love readings and stuff this week, so make sure and watch for them. Take care.